Donald Trump had a complete and total nervous breakdown on Truth Social this week after Maryland Governor Wes Moore challenged him to do the unthinkable, and that is go for a walk. That's it. Come walk through the streets of Baltimore, a place that you say is obviously a crime-ridden hellhole. Come walk the streets and see for yourself that your perception of this city is completely ass backwards. That sent Trump over the edge. He doesn't want to go for a walk. I mean, my God, have you seen the man's ankles? Looks like if he puts any pressure on them, they're going to explode. But Trump got on Truth Social, puts out this lengthy, short story about how much he hates Wes Moore, and says this: Governor Wes Moore of Maryland has asked in a rather nasty and provocative tone that I walk the streets of Maryland with him. I assume he is talking about out-of-control, crime-ridden Baltimore. As president, I would much prefer that he clean up this crime disaster before I go there for a walk. Wes Moore's record on crime is a very bad one unless he fudges his figures on crime like many of the blue states are doing. But if Wes Moore needs help like Gavin Newsom did in L.A., I will send in the troops, which is being done in nearby D.C., and quickly clean up the crime. And only 1 week there is no crime and no murder in D.C. When it is like that in Baltimore, I will proudly walk the streets with the failing because of crime governor of Maryland. P.S. Baltimore is ranked the 4th worst city in the nation in crime and murder. Stop talking and get to work, Wes. I'll then see you on the streets. Also, I gave Wes Moore a lot of money to fix his demolished bridge. I will now have to rethink that decision. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again, President DJT. And then Wes Moore, of course, responded by saying, President Bone Spurs will do anything to get out of walking, even if that means spouting off more lies about the progress we're making on public safety in Maryland. Hey, Donald, we can get you a golf cart if that makes things easier. Just let my team know. The golf cart dig, of course, goes back to the time when Donald Trump was meeting with foreign leaders over in Europe, and they had to walk from one small building to another. It was like a 10-second walk, and all the other world leaders walked, and Trump got in a golf cart and drove. So that was a pretty deep cut from Governor Wes Moore. Also, that crime-ridden hellhole Trump is talking about, Baltimore, has already seen a 62% drop in homicides in the first half of 2025 compared to the same period a couple years ago. Overall, year over year, it's dropping 22.7%. Auto thefts are down 34%. Robberies are down 23%. Carjackings are down 15%. Non-fatal gun injuries are declining. So all the crime in Baltimore, by all the statistics, is, of course, going down. And Trump loves to say, they're fudging the numbers. They're all fudging the numbers. No, they're not. Why? How could they? How could they have known that they would need to fudge the numbers because these are done every month and you can see month over month change from, this year, last year, year before. How would they have known that they would need to fudge the numbers because in August of 2025 you were threatening to send in the National Guard? They would have had to have known these things all the way back in 2022. That makes no sense. Trump's conspiracies easily fall apart the second you poke a little bitty hole in them. Also, Trump is using that as an excuse, like, okay, well, crime is down. If I send in the National Guard, then pull them out a month later, I can say, look, all the crime is down. And people will be like, well, what Trump did worked. No! That's like if I walk into a house with a mop and bucket and I get in there and the house is already spotless, and then I walk out an hour later and tell the owners, like, hey, there you go. Look at your spotless house. Obviously, I did it because I have the mop and bucket. But I didn't because the house was already cleaned. It's the same scenario with these cities. That's why Trump is picking areas that are seeing a significant reduction in crime. If he really cared about crime, those National Guard troops would be storming cities in red states where 13 out of 20 of the most crime-ridden areas of the country are under Republican control.